Oh my gosh, this is a rush. This is a rush. Whoa. So everybody, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the landscape. Welcome back to another video. Can't you tell it's rushed? I was just walking around and out in front of me, all of a sudden I got a splash of light. There must be a gap up in the clouds up above me, and all of a sudden the fells in front of me are being lit up with light. Now I've tried to arrange the video camera so that you can see the landscape and me, and I'm sorry, you are going to look at the back of my head a little bit. I'm also going to try and use the movie function of my FPL, which will come out a bit weird because I will be trying to use the microphones on the front. But the point of this video is to demonstrate the versatility of a long lens in the landscape. So this is a Canon 70-200 f4. I'm using it on this camera through an MC21 adapter, which allows you to take an EF lens onto an L mount camera. The kicker is autofocus. Autofocus is horrible. It hunts like mad. So I am having to manually focus as best I possibly can. But I'm just watching this sunlight. Hopefully you can see a splash of light in the distance. I'm going to swap to Cine now and try and show that in the Osmo, in the FPL. So I'm going to do that now. Start that. Hopefully you can actually see those bits of light. Hopefully you can also see it's quite hazy, and I kind of don't really want to play with a polarizer here because that will push the exposure, maybe even to the point where it's unmanageable. But I'm now going to swap back to stills, and I'm just going to concentrate on stills for a moment whilst there is a little bit of light moving around. In fact, I think that might be it. Oh, no. There's a little bit, I'm not sure whether you can see it, but there's right in the center of what I'm looking at, there's just this light spot moving over the land, and it's just creating these wonderful layers in front of me. Forgive me while I go quiet. Just to try and capture what's going on. So I think that little moment has gone. I'm just going to sit here and wait and look. Now, it is often said, isn't it, that landscape photography is all about wide angle lenses and wide open scenes. But what you witnessed there in just a few minutes proves very, very clearly that out in the landscape, things can happen way over there that are infinitely more interesting than the wider view. Also, what makes a picture great in landscape photography isn't just fantastic light. It's also trying to tell something simple and clear and unambiguous. And in a scene like this, where there's all sorts of shapes and undulations, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely beautiful to look at, but it's also very confusing. And I tend to find when I look at scenes like this, there are individual bits that stand out and that vie for my attention a little bit more than everything that's going on in front of me. And that's what a longer lens allows me to do. It affords me the opportunity to do all of that. I can see now there's more spots of sunlight out to my left. There's another one developing here in the midground, and I noticed over there out to my right that there's also a spot of light. I'm pretty sure that the clouds are moving sort of diagonally from my left to right. So left to right, but then also back to front. So they're sort of, diagonally moving out in that direction. And I wasn't expecting this to happen. I was coming down off this little hill. I was actually heading back to the car, thinking about, do you know what? I wonder whether some food is a good idea. And I suddenly saw these spots of light. And I thought, I've got to get set up. I've got to do something. And I can see yet more developing in front of me. So just let me see what I can do with these. Oh, my. I think I might have to actually up the exposure by quite a lot. Now, that one in the center is too subtle. It's there, but because there's quite a bit of moisture in the air, it's almost misty. It's hard to identify. Whereas over here, out to my left, if I swap to the video mode on this camera, let me just zoom in, let me just focus, start that. Hopefully you can see there that just little bit of splash of light on the fowls. And if I come all the way out, I hope that goes some way to demonstrate that, yeah, that's a beautiful scene. But that's a simple scene. It's about shapes and textures, it's about the passage of time, and it's about using the light to highlight what's going on. So that one has passed. Ah, look over here. There's layers over here. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Right, go back to stills. Go back to stills. I'm going to come back a little bit. I'm going to take a still. Right, let's go back to Cine so I can show you that. So here's another example. That hillside there, lit in sunlight. The crag in front of it is dark, and you've got a dark sky up above. If I zoom out, yeah, it's a lovely scene, but that little story gets lost. Using a longer lens means the story is right there. You know exactly what the author is trying to talk to you about. You're not trying to second guess. Right, I need to go back to stills. Oh, this is quite frustrating actually, flipping between the two. But needs must. Oh no, hang on, I don't want exposure lock. Where are we? Let's do focus again. I'm going to go quiet on you for a minute while I concentrate. Excellent. Oh, wow. What a fantastically exciting, maybe even slightly frustrating period of photography, just as the light just happened to move in front of me. And all right, some of the frustration is I'm trying to swap between videoing it, capturing stills, and then also talking to you guys. But I'm trying not to repeat myself, but hopefully it just goes to show having something a bit longer in your tool set in the landscape is just so darned useful. Yeah, I know it's another bit of kit to carry around. And yeah, there are occasions where I go out and I don't touch this. And I get back home and put the bag down and think, oh, because I've carried all of this around. But then something like this happens in front of me, and those moments, that's when it then makes me think, oh, do you know what? I'm so glad I caught this. And I'm now looking out to my right because I'm going to stand up. You're going to go out of view. I'm going to swap to Cine mode. I'm going to come out a little bit. And can you see how the light is creating all these lovely layers? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and see whether there is anything that I could use. I don't think there isn't there. I think that row of trees there at the bottom sort of makes it a bit messy. That's quite nice there on its own. Foreground layer, the road, foreground layer, layer lit, layer in the background, and then that dark and moody sky. Maybe as a square, don't know. I'm just looking around quickly just in case. Now, I'm doing this handheld, of course, you can see that. Doesn't have to be handheld, you could just as easily do this on a tripod. Obviously, if you're doing it handheld, a lens that's been stabilized is a great idea. Also, I would be wary of shutter speed. So I'm deliberately at f8 here because I know in this light that's giving me a shutter speed of around about 2/50th of a second. With stabilization, that's giving me a reasonable chance of getting a decent picture. I'm having to manually focus because the autofocus on this lens through the adapter just won't keep up. If I had a native 70-200 Sigma L mount lens, then I'm sure I wouldn't have that problem, but I haven't got that in my kit right now. So I think the thing to do at the moment is just hold fire and see what's going to happen in front of me. I mean, I know I've photographed it already, but that crag over there that was lit in light, and include both. Yeah, no, that's lovely. That really encapsulates sort of what it felt like to be here. And there's more light over there. Oh my word. This is going bonkers. There's a mountain over there that almost looks like a pyramid, and that's fully lit. The foreground isn't. I'm not sure that necessarily works, if I'm being totally honest with you. But I like the idea. I've got a splash of light moving out here on the right. And then out to the left, I can see yet more spots of sunlight. Oh my goodness me. I think there's now a rain shower blowing through, because all of a sudden over there it's got really, really misty and murky. And in fact, over there it's doing the same. So it wouldn't at all surprise me if we've got some drizzle blowing through. So hopefully this demonstrates why a lens like this can be so useful, especially in a situation like this. And I would urge you all to think about having something just a little bit longer in your kit, because there is nothing worse than being in a situation where something absolutely wonderful is happening way, way, way over there, and all you've got is your 16-35 wide angle lens. So let me end it here. Thanks very much for watching. Sorry it's been a bit frantic and swapping back and forth, but hopefully that captured the atmosphere and the nature of what was going on. If you've liked the video, please do give it a like. And if you're not a subscriber and you like landscape photography, please consider becoming a subscriber. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any time. So I'm going to hang around here for a few minutes, but until we're back out in the landscape again, everybody take care, stay safe and stay well. See you soon. Maybe not quite so frantic though. Who knows? Take care. Bye now.